Hello, butchers and brutes, masters and suiciders. Welcome to episode 59 of the Fallout Feed. This is Pat, your host for this evening. I am joined by two of my stalwart co-hosts. I got Andrew here in the room. Andrew, how you doing?
Very well, Pat. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. Thanks for asking. Dennis, you're joining us as well. Welcome. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Pat. Good to see you.
All right, good to see everybody. So we got a few little miscellaneous tidbits for you tonight. We got a little bit of action from our Facebook group, a couple things from the Twitters, a couple email thoughts. We may tease a little bit of something special we got coming up in store for the Fallout Feed. Should I say Fallout Feed? That sounds redundant. So a few things to talk about here. So we hope we have an interesting show. We're trying to keep the momentum up despite the fact that Fallout has passed its 1-year anniversary. We're closing in here on Thanksgiving. So happy Thanksgiving to all of our folks in the U.S. Hope you had some good turkey, some good tofurkey, some good stuffing, dressing, whatever you call it in your part of the country, and that you're firing up, getting up early, getting ready to do a little Black Friday shopping tomorrow morning. Get out there and battle the crowds at Walmart or the mall or the Target store, wherever you happen to be going.
That's great. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope everyone gets to, visit with people they like.
And so for our listeners in England, see, this is you guys have your bank holidays that we don't have, and so we this is the one holiday we have. The Americans, we can't be allowed to have too many holidays. It's against the national priorities or something. So it's always good to have one holiday we can lord over the English with their Boxing Days and bank holidays and Queen's Jubilees and all the other things that they get to sneak in there. So Colin and Marcus, you guys get to work. Oh, we have who we got joining here. Is this
hello,
Marcus?
How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad. Sorry, I'm late on.
Oh, no worries. It's early for you. It's I guess we're back on 5 hours time difference. So it's middle of
the UK.
Don't worry. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, Marcus. Pat was just bad mouthing about how hard you don't work, and here you
That's
are.
right.
Showing up.
That's right. Yeah. Is this a Monday, Thursday bank holiday for you? Is that why you're awake? And
I'll tell you why he's awake. He has an infant.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, that's right.
He's 6 children under the age of 2.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I don't envy you, but thank you for coming on, Marcus. That's awesome.
That's
like the little icon here too. It's nice. I didn't recognize it at first because it's new, but it's a very nice little specialized Vault Boy.
Oh, it is.
Yeah. One of my friends made it for me.
That's great. He's got the Vault Boy pointing his finger at you. That's a specific. Is that from Fallout 3 that pose was?
Yeah, that's Fallout 3.
It's got the cool microphone. Is this a specific perk from Fallout 3? Is this like a speech perk or something with a microphone, or did he put that in there for you?
She did that for me, and also the face is mine.
Yeah. I don't remember the mic being in there, but that's very
nice.
Nice.
And also if you look as well, he's got my my little in his ear. He's got my little ear stud.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
fair. That is sweet. So if you show that off too much, we may have to hit your friend up for an auction or a charity cast reward for next year. Yeah.
No, I've got another one for the. God, my words aren't coming today.
Skyrim, don't you?
You
have one with the classic Dovahkiin iron helmet with the horns or something.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
That's so great. You need to make T-shirts.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Can you do that? You probably can't with copyrighted.
Yeah, that's probably some sort of infringement on the Bethesda store.
Michael used the helmet and the dragon for. Well, the dragon probably isn't so much that design. That's probably not so much copyrighted, but that helmet, that power armor helmet they used for this Fallout T-shirt, that's definitely copyrighted in some fashion, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Bethesda will send their hordes of copyright lawyers to our homes and
exactly. The cops are now breaking down Michael's door and hauling him out in the middle of the night.
Out now.
Yeah, dragging Connor out from his bed. All right, kid, where's your Fallout T-shirt?
Oh, it's tearing our family apart, Daddy.
See what you get for screwing around with the Fallout feed, Michael? We go get you arrested.
Oh,
Try
God, that'd be awesome. We should just turn them in. Start dropping those tips off to the local New Jersey Police Department.
Yeah.
They're too busy closing bridges in New Jersey. What are you talking about?
Oh, Pat. Always
Too
with
soon? Is it too soon? Is it too soon
always
for a
with the
bridge
hot
joke?
topic, Pat.
No,
Drop it.
never too soon.
Awesome.
Oh man. Let's see. So tonight on the show, what do you want to hit up first, Andrew? We got a couple things rolling in. Got a couple of nice things from Twitter, a little bit of Facebook group action. Anything you want to hit on first?
Just first off, I'd like to remind everyone that the Skyrim Roundtable is going on right now. So if you'd like to sign up or play along with that, we'll be a couple episodes in by the time you're hearing this. So, but it's never too late to catch up. It's quick. We go really slow, so it's easy to catch up with us. If you're interested in doing a play along character for the Skyrim Roundtable, just hit us up at skyrimroundtable@gmail.com or hit up the character random stat sheet on the asapodcasting.com in the Skyrim section. So, sign up, everybody. It's really fun.
Yeah, that's right. Check out any of the other great ASA podcasting family of shows as well. You can find all those at asapodcasting.com. Some good stuff there. Highlights of the highlight shows being Fallout Feed and Skyrimatic, but also some other good stuff. My Life with Cystic Fibrosis and ASA Game Talk, Chatterbox, and I think I saw the Earwash popping back up as well.
Yeah, they're 2 episodes deep with Earwash on the big comeback now, so that's great too.
Yeah, highly. I will admit I'm a little behind on some of the other shows because I've been addicting myself to the Skyrim Let's Plays, but some really good stuff out there. So
No, I just caught up on it at the moment. So I was walking my dogs the other day, and I was listening to Earwash, and I was giggling to myself like a manic man walking past people with their dogs, and they were looking at me funny.
What were you listening to? The current episodes?
Yes, the waffle stomping.
Nice. Stuff.
Yeah.
very nice, very nice.
So yeah, check out the Earwash Show. That's our podcast about podcasts.
That's right. That's very meta. ASA podcasting, all up in the meta for you. So actually, maybe before we hit on maybe we should touch on one other thing. I don't think we have any PS4 users on the show tonight, but I think in the past 24 hours, some really exciting news. I think have finally seen the drop of mods to PS4.
That was just announced earlier today. Is that right?
Today, maybe yesterday, the last 24 or 36 hours or so. So as we record this, of course, we are podcasting to you from the past. So keep that in mind, listeners, that as we record this, it's as fresh. Hopefully, by the time this drops, our PS4 brethren and sisterin have had some good time with some mods. I hear there's some pretty creative things going on where some of the mod authors have done things like text only quests and things like that to not break the no external assets rule while still getting some new content in there.
That's awesome. How would that actually work though? So they wouldn't add any audio, of course. So it was just be like, you still have your character and everything looks exactly normal. It's just that you have to turn on your subtitles and everything is text based instead of.
I don't know. I as you guys know, I'm not a big modder even on the platforms that fully support it. So I have not played with one, but the mod community is so freaking clever and awesome. I'm sure it's actually pretty slick stuff, but I have not. Maybe we'll have to get Casey or some of our other PS4 users to join us and give us a rundown on some of the best PS4 mods.
Yeah. I'm hoping Casey will join us again before too long. He's in the process of getting a new home and stuff. So hopefully Casey will be back and can tell us all about his PlayStation 4 mods. But that's a good place to start off, Pat. Didn't Casey send us a tweet?
Absolutely. What man, master of segues. Yeah. Occasional guest and friend of the show, Casey, sent us a note over on the Twitter. We had sent out the call for just any show topics. And Casey said, hey, is there a mod to get the 100% settlement happiness trophy? Because I am super pissed. That's the only one I need for platinum. I think platinum is when you 100% all the achievements or trophies, I guess they're called in the PS4 platform. So I think first thing is, well, ironically, Andrew, as you pointed out, mods disable achievements or trophies, so that won't quite work. But we did get a couple folks. We had Dallas shoot a note over to us on Twitter with a link to a video, about a 4-minute video, so not too long a video on the YouTubes of a way to get the. Has anybody? I don't know if Andrew, you said you watched it. Have you tried this method of?
No, I've never gotten even anywhere close. My settlements are usually hovering in the low 60s, so
Yeah.
I'm not a very good mayor.
Yeah, me. If I get a settlement in the 70s, I feel like I'm really doing my job. I mean, those little shits are lucky to be alive. You know.
I did get that achievement, and I did actually get it on
Wow.
my PS4
Oh,
way
nicely played.
back in the
Wow.
back in the day. It's
That
there's
wasn't on your,
if you go on the Fallout subreddit, there's a lot of good posts regarding it. A lot of it, a lot of it is just literally just standing there waiting, because the main component is when you get into that high, like I think it's around 95%. It's legitimate. Your settlements are actually happier when you're standing in it. So it's legitimately having your character stand there for long periods of time, just standing there as it slowly ticks up.
Well, that sounds a great deal of fun right there.
Oh yeah, it was a barrel of laughs.
I watched the video, and it was basically there were a couple of different videos actually, and one was describing another form there, but one just had like 3 settlers, and you build 4 mutfruit trees for plants or whatever. Assign one of the settlers to the plants. Then you build 2. They did level 2 clinics, but another video did a level 2 food and bar.
I think it's 2 level 3 clinics, right?
2 level 3 clinics. Okay, yeah. But so evidently, and then you just build a bed right next to them and sleep 48 hours, and then get up and stand there for a while and wait for the thing to tick up an increment, and then you go back and sleep for another 48 hours, and you go back and stand next to everyone, wait for it to click up an increment.
I mean, the idea is to try and keep you definitely want to keep your settlement as low populated as possible, because it's counterintuitive. You think if you had more people, the happiness would go up. But yeah, and there's a point where actually sleeping, if you keep sleeping, it kind of, at least at the time, and this was a long time ago, when the game was like just a few months after release. So they supposedly patched it to make it a little bit easier, but I don't know how that works now. But if you kept sleeping, you could get to like 98, and you could sleep a day, and it would tick up to 99. But like that last percent at the time, you legitimately just had to stand there. I read a book
4 hours
while I was standing there waiting, and I would every chapter I would look up and I'm like, are you effing kidding me? It's not done yet. But so for anyone that is playing without mods to get achievements, and has the patience to do it, God bless you.
Yeah. Yeah, and Shalene posted on Twitter also, I think, the link to one of the good subreddit articles that Dennis mentioned, and it basically sort of confirmed the to just slog it out and wait method. They also was a comment that if you happen to luck into the junkyard dog that you can buy from Gene, that critter will boost happiness. I don't know if cats would work, because cats also boost happiness, I think. So maybe some of the animals, pets, or whatever could help you out. But it sounds like it's really just kind of a waiting game. You just have to slog it out.
Yeah, I use pictures of cats because decoration. It helps improve happiness. So putting up paintings and stuff, so you end up putting like a bazillion paintings all over your homestead, because that helps boost the happiness. If you're going from these.
It's like
so I had I did it at the Red Rocket, and there was like 9 million pictures of cats all over the damn garage.
It's just like the internet.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah. So the other one, I remember Shalene was talking. I think it was on off the record, was when they were doing their Nuka World breakdown. The other actually, I was willing to try to slog out the achievement trope, the 100% happiness achievement, but I was be damned if I'm going to play that Nuka World arcade to get 100,000 tickets. I just am not. I'm not going to do that.
I was listening to Shalene the other day, and she did it by holding on to the basketball and using the button to crouch and go back up, and she dunked it through the hoop that time to get her 10,000 tickets.
Yeah. I just can't imagine, because that Nuka World arcade was just terrible for me. I just did not enjoy that even a little bit.
I've not even bothered going there yet.
Yeah. I actually tried to cheat. That was one of the things I tried to cheat, because I gave myself 100,000 tickets with one of the cheater mods, and then turned mods off so that save file was now eligible for achievements again. But it didn't recognize the 100,000 tickets that I cheated to obtain. So somehow there's some checks and balances built in there.
That is one good thing usually about Bethesda games, though, is there's not, this is bad coming from a gamey sort of gamer, but a lot of their achievements are just, you do the kind of quests, and you kind of do, there might be side stuff like in Skyrim where, you get married or you adopt a kid, but it's not anything where it's just like super, super tedious, where it's like you have to spend, hours doing it. I mean, the happiness achievement is like one of the only ones. So that's normally a good thing about their games, is it's, just during the course of the game, you kind of get your achievements, and, you can feel good about, just playing the game. But they do like to stick one or two in there that just, really are just brutal.
Yeah. I know all the PS4 users seem. It seems like there's more of a culture of trying to 100% the games. When I see people talking about 100%ing their games, it tends to be PS4 people who are getting the platinuming it, as opposed to the Xbox people. I don't know why. I don't
think I've ever come close on anything. I think even though I've played, over 1,000 hours of Skyrim, I think I'm still only like 40%.
Really?
Complete for achievements. I don't give a crap about
it. Yeah. I'm surprised you haven't gotten them just by I don't know if you guys noticed on Xbox, they now have a rare achievements. Ooh. I think that was part of the social thing. Everything's got to be social anymore.
Everybody. Hey, speaking of Xbox, Pat, where are we on Xbox group? I think they just announced some sort of new groups things. Are we?
Oh no, that's on. I have not. I actually, tonight was the first time I sat down with my Xbox, and I was just desperate to play a little Skyrim, so I did not get to that. Apologies to the.
No pressure
to the crew, but no, we are in the process of setting up a couple of ASA Xbox. I think it's a club. I think it's what it's called on the Xbox. I'm thinking, Andrew, I may set up. I'm not because we have to, but just because it may be better to set up a Fallout one and a Skyrim one, because that way, if people are doing some group chat or anything, they can
one game or the other. I don't know. I wouldn't care if I was playing some Fallout and was talking to Colin and Victor as they were playing Skyrim.
Yeah. So I prefer that. If any of you guys use the club, I have done nothing with it because I tend to be antisocial when it comes to my console gaming.
Chris, have you played with it yet on Xbox?
I've only requested to join one and haven't received a response yet. That's about it. That's as far as it's gotten with me.
Very nice, are they?
So keep an eye out for that. We'll post something in the Facebook group, and actually maybe by the time this drops, we'll have it. I'll have my act together, and we'll have something posted in the Facebook group. And
I was going to say, remember, this is dropping by Thanksgiving, so it'll most likely. And speaking of Thanksgiving, Pat, now heading into the holiday season, which means that people might be doing some online shopping, probably. Hopefully, I mean that's a big thing people do these days. So I'd like to encourage everyone, please, to head on over to our website, asapodcasting.com, and click through our Amazon link there at the top. There's a nice banner for Amazon there, and all of our proceeds beyond meeting our website hosting fees, all of our proceeds go directly to the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So not only will you be doing some holiday shopping, getting all that stuff done for now, we'll just go ahead and do a good cause while you're at it. Get your shopping done and benefit a good charity in the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation. So keep that in mind, please, as you're doing your holiday shopping. Use our Amazon link on asapodcasting.com. Thanks.
Good call there, Andrew. Thanks for that reminder. And actually, do we want to take a quick break and hear a word from our sponsor right now?
Yep, sounds good.
Following Total Atomic atomic annihilation, it may fall to you to save the great nation. That's why Voltech has made extra preparation and are proud to present to you a special education.
Would you like a very spiffy, brand new ASA podcasting t-shirt? Well, that's great because we have 2 brand new designs, one for a Skyrim addict and one for the Fallout feed over at etsy.com/shop/ASA podcasting.
Strength! Supply is a spark, so on seeing something sweet, be sure to gather your staff. The stronger you are.
And do check out those shirts. They are some terrific t-shirts. You never know what color you're going to get or what color ink. I think we've seen a few different color inks out in the wild. It's a little crazy. I think Podfather just you never know what he's going to crank out there in the t-shirt factory.
I'm a really big fan, Pat, of your red one with the white.
Yeah,
No,
that is one of my most special possessions. Yeah, I was lucky to score one of those.
Now, real quick, my fantasy football stuff I've been involved with a bunch of years. There's one league that I really hold in the highest light, and most of the other leagues play for a lot of money. This one plays for no money. The prize is a t-shirt that gets made every year, and like the champions get printed on the back with a cool insignia on the front. It's not a big deal to most people, but I cherish that more than winning, a couple $100 from all my friends. You know what I mean? For some reason, t-shirts are really special. There's one that I have that we made that was brown with gold lettering, and for some reason that one really pops. So I really want a Fallout one that's like a nice warm brown shade with the yellowish gold, like Packers yellow color, and that'd be such a hot item. You need to get a one of a kind one off there, Michael.
All right. Yeah, it'll be like a golden ticket. You get that t-shirt in the mail and you know you're something special.
I got a golden ticket. Yes, let's go to Wonkaville.
There we go. All right. So, Though, thanks for that quick break there. So as we head into the second half of the show, maybe we'll hit up. We had some good chat over on the Facebook group here. Actually, Marcus, you posed a good question, topic for discussion here is, what is your favorite quest? I do note that you misspelled favorite. You added a U in there, but we won't hold that.
God, those British people and their U's. They have weird.
No. We had this conversation last time. It's correct.
All right. So we got a good topic, favorite quest. So Marcus, I don't know if did you have something in mind when you posed the question? Do you have a personal favorite that you like to come back to?
I would probably go back as far as Fallout 2 and say that my favorite quest was was one of the ones where, strangely enough, you could actually become a porn star. It was just amusing to me. And I think even depending on a random roll, you would get an STD or not.
That's incredible.
Nice.
And then after that, all of the NPCs and stuff like that in that specific area would know you by your porn name that you choose.
Would they make porn names where you have to say your first pet's name and then the street you grew up on?
No, it gave you a list. It gave you a list of really dodgy sounding porn games.
Yeah. Well, that's when we were children, or I don't know, children were making porn names, but I guess adolescents, that's how we made our porn star names. So you pick your pet's first, your first pet's name, and then the street you grew up on. So I would be Ellie Franklin.
That's not a very macho porn name there, Andrew.
It's not sexy at all.
Mine would be Dylan Froome Road.
Oh, that sounds
Dylan. I could go there. Yeah.
Marcus, I'd come watch a strip.
I'll send you a photo later.
Attaboy.
So Andrew, what about you? You got a favorite quest you want to throw out there?
There's so many, and I can never remember the exact names of any of them, of course. One of my favorite interactions, just a random interaction that everyone stumbles onto eventually, are the two synths arguing. Or, like, one of them's a synth, one of them's not. And they're like, no, he's the synth. No, he's the synth. Like, I don't know. Who are you going to kill? You know, I always love stumbling upon that random interaction.
Yeah. That was one of my favorites is stumbling on that interaction when it was happening on a highway overpass, and I was on the ground, and I could hear it happening above me, and there's no way to get to because I always like to go interfere and like see who's going to shoot who or whatever, because you're right, it's kind of fun to see it to see it play out, and that was because I was very confused, like, oh, I hear those two freaking synths, where are they?
And I guess one of them isn't a synth, right? I don't know. I almost always find the component anyway, because
I think one of them is not a synth. I think that's right. It's been a while since I've killed them both just to check. And just,
I'm also a big Virgil fan, so going down through the glowing sea on that portion of the quest is always really fun. I like that. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I like hanging out down there.
Yeah, no, it's kind of, if you can survive the glowing sea, you can survive just about anything.
Yeah, there's always that one death claw hanging out right in front of fucking Virgil's cave. Though.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that thing gets me all the time.
Yeah. I always like to try to just knock him out like first trip down there, just so that way I don't forget and get gacked by him later on.
Will he turn into like an alpha? Whatever albino.
That's a good question. I don't know if that one's level. I know there's the one that you find in that like park or whatever, like on the way to the glowing sea. That one is leveled. Mm-hmm. It's like as you're walking sort of southwest toward the glowing sea, there's a park or something. Yeah, and that one that hangs out in that building is leveled.
Is that the same park? Aren't there 4 robots around the pond? And you can activate the robots to help you attack there's a level death clock. Is that?
Yeah, it's a robotics pioneer park or something like that. Yeah, I'm terrible with remembering the names of things like that, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Dunwich Boards is also really memorable. I don't know if my favorite or most fun, but it's really creepy and cool.
Yeah, as is the Pickman's Gallery.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of the very high on the creep factor.
Jamaica Plain with the baseball.
Yeah, that one's it's like a big shaggy dog of a quest. The treasures of Jamaica Plain. It's a bunch of junk. Yeah, and I think also from it's hard to trigger, but from Fallout New Vegas, the Boone companion quest is awfully good. Because Boone, I think, is a terrific companion in Fallout New Vegas, and triggering his quest is really tricky.
I played very little Fallout New Vegas. He wasn't the guy you meet, and was it a T-Rex mouth or something?
Yep.
Oh,
yeah,
man,
there's 2 snipers up there, and he's the one that will interact with you and become a follower if you help him revenge himself on the woman who caused his wife to be kidnapped. Spoiler alert. By the way,
that might be as far as I made it in New Vegas. How far is that? That's probably like 2%.
Well, I mean, you could depends on when you stumble on that. I mean, it's not too far from where you start in Good Springs, but if you go the other way, you might not find that location for a while because it's not really in the main. I mean, it's an important kind of crossroads area, so you're very likely to get there eventually. But
you mentioned this earlier, Andrews, where you're talking about, how quickly do you get to New Vegas? I mean, you're not quite as, shepherded as you are to get to
Diamond City.
To Diamond City. Okay. But, depending upon the way you play, you can either get there really quickly or, it could take you, half the game to get where you want to go.
Well, the little I played in New Vegas, I found it incredibly hard to navigate for some reason. I just couldn't get anywhere. That I was putting map markers down, and I just couldn't understand how it was supposed to work. But now I wonder now, since I've played a lot of Fallout 4 and gotten very familiar with the mechanics of that, if it would help at all, if I would be better at New Vegas now or not. I don't know if it would help.
Well, I think some of the mechanics are, not as strong, obviously. But I think what you might have is the patience to deal with it now, because now you have an interest in, a little bit more interest in having the story unfold. So you'll be able to suffer through things and be able to work it out a little bit more. And you can use some of your past experience and say, okay, well, it's not showing me exactly where I need to go, but based on this, this, and this, you can kind of puzzle through it a little bit better.
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah.
No, that's good. There's a couple things that I would be concerned about. However, I hear that you have to repair your guns, like your weapons break down over time. I'm not excited about that.
They do, but there's some compensating factors to that. Like, for example, one of my favorite things to do in Fallout New Vegas is to kill like a dozen super mutants, pick up all their shitty hunting rifles, and repair them down into 100% pristine hunting rifle that's worth a lot of money. So that actually is kind of very satisfying. Like, you pick up all this crap from super mutants and you turn it into one perfect rifle that's worth a lot of caps. And so there's things like that are mechanics that are kind of satisfying. Even though you're right, you do have to have your weapon maintenance and your armor maintenance and everything, which it does get to be a little bit of a pain in the ass sometimes. But it's just something you get used. If you're enjoying the game, you just get used to it. It's just a thing you do, like healing yourself or sleeping in survival mode.
I think one of the more challenging things, and one of the things I've always wanted to ask Pat, because I know that he prefers to use VATS a lot more, is if you use VATS, I know in 3, and I'm not sure in New Vegas, but if you use VATS in 3, you have greater chance of weapon degradation. So like if you use VATS, your weapons get you have to repair them more often. So it ended 3 was a little bit more shootery because you could use VATS, but then you suffer through having to repair your weapons more often. I was wondering if that was something Pat experienced at all.
Yeah, so it's a good question. I mean, I pretty much was 100%. So I guess I don't have a basis for comparison, because I don't know what it's like to not VATS. Because like in New Vegas, for example, I would VATS even in unarmed mode, just because
punch it.
You can like in New Vegas they had like power attacks and a couple of different. You had like 3 different attacks you can make, plus some special attacks you can learn from people. So New Vegas for me is the best unarmed / power fist combat. And so because I don't have a basis of comparison. Actually, when we teaser alert here, when we get into the Let's Play, I may try a little bit of non-VATS combat in New Vegas, because I'm now a little more used to non-VATS coming through from Fallout 4. But good question is, I have heard that, but I don't have a basis of comparison since I'm such a VATS addict.
I really don't understand this unarmed stuff. Juan really always does it a lot too. He loves that stuff. And Pat, I've heard you definitely mention it quite a few times. I've never even pretended to even try to want to think about doing unarmed. Like, if I can have a weapon and a Deathclaw standing there, why do I want to go punch it? I want to shoot it with the.
But the power fists in New Vegas are so good.
How is that considered unarmed? That's totally a weapon. A power.
Yeah, well, power fists, boxing gloves, brass knuckles, boxing tape.
Those are weapons. Come on.
Surely that would be technically melee, not unarmed.
Yeah, exactly.
Is it melee in New Vegas? Is that what the name?
Yeah, I think
okay,
so.
Yeah, but like boxing gloves are unarmed in 4.
Brass knuckles or whatever.
Brass knuckles and boxing gloves are unarmed in 4.
I always got a bit funny about that, because I always felt that it was technically using a type of weapon rather than going unarmed. Unarmed for me is just pure fist.
We're getting nitty gritty over here, you and
me. Marcus is annoyed because it was melee used by humans, not melee used by humanoids. So.
I wondered how long it would take for someone to say that.
Marcus, who wins?
I win.
Who wins, an orc or a super mutant?
Ooh, I'm probably going to go and say a super mutant.
Nice.
Only due to the fact that they're just a little bit more gratuitous.
Yeah,
that's great. Okay. We had an email from Shalene too. We haven't even discussed that at all yet either. Do you want to hop into that, Pat? Is that cool if I read that?
Yeah. Let's go with that, please.
Sorry for the abrupt change there. Shalene wrote into the show again. Thank you so much, Shalene. I really hope we can make this a regular thing, girl. So she writes in, It's no secret that post-apocalyptic fiction is my fave, but sometimes just not the best thing for me. I was feeling kind of down this week. Then I watched The Road. And although it was really well done, it was hella bleak and depressing and made me feel a lot worse. Recommend me some of your favorite fiction that's bright and cheery. Smiley face. So thanks for writing in, Shalene. Marcus, what do you have? Do you have any fiction that is bright and cheery? So that means fiction could be in book or movie / TV show form. Do you have what bright and cheery? Do you have anything right off the top of your head? You didn't even have time to think about this. I announced it to the other guys before the show. What do you got? Bright and cheery fiction.
No. I don't have anything off the top of my head. Everything that I've really listened to or looked at is probably fairly oblique. Give me a minute. I'll come back to you.
I can't believe when she was feeling down, she watched The Road.
I know. It's like the worst thing. I can
sympathize with that though, because sometimes, sometimes you just need to sort of lean into the depression. It's like I can sympathize that sometimes you don't want to be cheered up. You want to just kind of fight through it and kind of, it's like, why would you listen to shoegazer music, right? Why would you listen to, Jesus and Mary Chain or Joy Division or something?
Go listen to an Elliott Smith album, not watch The Road.
Well, to each his own.
No, but all kidding aside, Shalene, it is an incredible movie. And I don't know. We actually discussed it last episode too, didn't we? So
that was when we had the Name Your Apocalypse, right? Because I've read the book The Road, and I actually will not watch the movie because I can't imagine.
Yeah,
I can't imagine that coming to life. It's just because it is grim.
Pretty brutal.
I've got my answer.
Oh, great! Let's hear it.
There is a series of books that I was trying to think of a minute ago that I found by Simon R. Green. And it's called The Death Stalker. It's awesome. One of my friends actually personally knows the author, and I've got a bunch of signed books. But
Death
it is,
Stalker.
Yeah, Death Stalker. So you'll find it up on there. And I think there's a movie, but I don't think that's specific.
Say the author's name again.
Simon R. Green. He is a very fantastic writer, and he has written a bunch of other books, but my favorite is the Death Stalker series. It's well worth the read if you get into the characters. He portrays it through a series of I think it's like 8 to 10 books or something like that long, and it is absolutely stonking.
It's absolutely what?
Stonking. Great. Awesome.
Did I just learn a new?
You just did.
Nice. That's great. You'll have. I'll have to start keeping a log over here.
Yep.
Dennis, have you any thoughts on bright and cheery fiction, either in form of literature, movies, film, books?
In all honesty, the only bright and cheery stuff that I remember is like books that I used to read, like, as a teenager. They're like the Xanth series by Piers Anthony. It's just
briefly.
It's just a bunch of fictional little books where it's everybody has like a little power. It's hard to explain because I haven't read the books in like forever, but I just remember reading them when I was up and coming teenager, and the series has been going on since like 1977, and it's just like it's like pre Harry Potter, before it was just simple, like cute little books.
Is that the author Piers Anthony?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So it's like this.
Go ahead. Sorry, Dennis. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Pat. If you can describe it better than I can.
No, well, I read probably the first 12 or so of those, and of those, I thought the first like 6 or 7 were just really terrific. I mean, it's comic fantasy, but almost comic in the sense of the Divine Comedy, and that it's not purely like laugh out loud uproarious, but it kind of has a happy ending, and it's got a lot of funny moments, and I think what happened is, for me anyway, around book 8 or 9, somewhere in there, it just started to devolve into just formulaic, and really the books always featured a lot of wordplay and puns. Even the name of the series, Xanth, Piers Anthony Xanth, Piers Anthony, even the name of the series comes from his name, is a pun on his name, and every character names are puns, and it's clever. But in the first 6, 7, 8 books, there's actual plot and character development, and it's well conceived. Later on, for me, he just got into it was very formulaic, and it felt like he was just cranking the books out for
it's kind of like when you're young and your dad tells a joke, and when you're real little it's funny, and then your dad keeps telling the same joke when you're like 15 and then 20, and you're like, Dad, you've been telling this joke for like 20 years. So in the beginning, that, like Pat says, the first few books are very cute, and they're very it's kind of fun. It'll put a smile on your face. I mean, I wouldn't expect to read all 900 books, but the first few are very cute and nice.
Shalene is a well-read individual. What is the likelihood that she has already come across that series?
100%.
Probably very high.
100%.
Also worried that she would come across my suggestion as well. Book-wise, one of my favorite things is probably more intended for young adults, but I read it as a 20-year-old or something when I was riding back and forth in the subway on the train when I lived in Germany. But the Philip Pullman, His Dark Materials.
Oh yeah.
If you guys know that, I just love those 3 books. It's the Amber Spyglass, the Subtle Knife, and what's the last one called? No, the Golden Compass, the Subtle Knife, and the Amber Spyglass.
Yeah. That's a terrific series. Yeah,
I love those books. If you haven't read those, Shalene, not only are they very uplifting and make you feel great, I cry like a the sensitive boy that I am.
You cried on the train in Germany? That probably was a little awkward.
Of course, they love a good cry on the train. It's required in some states there.
So let me throw out one that again probably maybe less likely than the Xanth novels, but Shalene's probably well aware. But another author, Terry Pratchett, is one to consider.
Definitely,
Discworld books are again kind of a comic fantasy. I think they for me anyway held up a little better than the Xanth books. And they're quite funny. They're slapstick, and they happen on the Discworld, the world that's flat, and that's where the phrase "it's turtles all the way down" was popularized. And so the Discworld books are I highly recommend. And actually, most recently, Terry Pratchett passed away, I think last year. So in the past year or so. But his series of Tiffany Aching books, it's a series of books. I think there's 4, maybe 5, about a young witch. So in the Discworld, there's witches and wizards and other trolls and orcs, and there's basically it's an agglomeration of every fantasy character archetype there is. But she's a witch, and she has little blue men who are her friends, like little gnome type guys who are her friends. The Wee Free Men, and I think the Tiffany Aching books I think are really terrific because and I think the Discworld books are adult, although they could easily be read by an advanced young reader as well. But the Tiffany Aching books are aimed at a little bit younger audience, and I think it's really terrific because it's a strong girl character. She's just a terrifically strong character, and very brave and self-sufficient. So I think she's a great role model for girls, or for that matter, for boys who need to see more strong girls in their fiction. So I highly recommend Terry Pratchett stuff. Other things from from not necessarily purely upbeat, but the sense of humor and kind of in the fantasy vein, or 2 series. The Dresden Files and the Laundry Files novels, both of which are kind of dark fantasy that would be pretty would I think appeal, especially to people who are fans of the Fallout series. I think Dresden Files is urban magic in the modern day. And actually, Dresden Files to me is, I could babble about it for hours just because it's a really nicely done. It's the Dresden Files. The way I view it is he's actually like writing a role-playing game character who's leveling up in the course of the series, because you read the early Dresden File books and he's basically kind of a clumsy, half-assed wizard who is selling his services to low lives in Chicago for money. And then as he gets through the series, he actually becomes progressively more powerful. And as you get later on in the series, you actually see him kind of becoming part of some world universe changing stuff, but in a natural progressive way that makes sense. So that series is one that works well. And also for audiobook fans, it's read by James Marsters, who was Spike on Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and he is terrific. He is an excellent audiobook reader. Highly recommend that series in audiobook form. The Laundry Files is sort of a James Bond meets dark fantasy, Cthulhu. A lot of the Laundry Files is very dark, but it's also very, very comic. It's also another one that's good.
It's bright and uplifting, Pat.
No. Look. You have to bridge yourself. You can't just go from like post-apocalyptic to Harlequin romance or whatever. You got to kind of bridge yourself into. Yeah.
See, I'm gonna cause Shalene whiplash here. She's gonna go straight from the road, and she's gonna go watch Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which is my bright and happy, cheery. It also has kind of a tone of weirdness and darkness underneath it a little bit, but Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, can't go wrong with a Gene Wilder.
True.
Yeah. Actually, that Roald Dahl. Well, Roald Dahl's got some pretty dark crap for kids' books, though.
Yeah, the Witches is kind of weird and
Matilda, pretty dark. How does it start? Like her parents are dead, right? Matilda's pretty good.
All horrible things happen to these people.
All right, Andrew. I won't leave you hanging out there by yourself. Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. That made me cry.
No, I love that movie. I hope you're not joking.
No, I'm really not. No, that because I read it as a little kid, and I don't know, something weird like what happened with the kids. I started crying, and my parents were like, "Should you be reading that? If that's not," I'm like, "No, it's a great book. This is horrible. I don't know what's going on." So there you go, Andrew. I'm opening up to you like Oprah.
Oh, thank you. Dennis opens up. Everyone, mark it down. Episode 59.
I suppose it's better than talking about his nipples.
Nipples got hard in that. Jeremy pulled that for a promo or something, right?
Yeah, that's right. You have to be careful what you say on these shows because you never know what Jeremy's going to sound clip.
Shalene, if you're a comics person, I don't know. I'm not really a comic book fan, but I did briefly step into the world for a little while, and I checked out the Batman New 52 run of. It was collected in a graphic novel called The Court of Owls. And it's probably one of the most fun graphic novels I've ever read in my life. So I don't know if you're a Batman fan. I don't know if you care about that sort of thing. But The Court of Owls is an incredible little detective adventure story. It's amazing. So check that out if you want a good graphic novel.
Good call. All right. So maybe we're probably getting on about toward time to wrap here, Andrew. I think we've got a few Facebook comments. Maybe we'll save those for next time. Appreciate everybody who jumped in on the Facebook thread. Feel free to repost, send those an email. You can reach us at thefalloutfeed@gmail.com, or you can check us on the Twitter at thefalloutfeed. Also find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/group/A Skyrimatic Podcast, or you can just search for A Skyrimatic Podcast and the Fallout Feed in the handy dandy search bar on Facebook. So again, thanks everybody who chimed in. We didn't get to all the thoughts from the Facebook thread. We will come back to some of those maybe next time, and appreciate everybody jumping in with some good ideas here. Andrew, is there anything else we wanted to hit up on the show tonight?
No, just a reminder, doing your holiday shopping, hit up the Amazon link and, sign up for the Skyrim Roundtable.
Or you could buy some T-shirts.
Yeah, buy some T-shirts.
Yeah, available at ASA Podcasting. Check out the link, asapodcasting.com.
Yep, sounds good.
All right. So again, thanks everybody for joining us on this very special Thanksgiving episode of the Fallout Feed. watch the Fallout feed, podcast feed. We may have a little something different coming your way in the next few weeks. We will just maybe tease it very quickly here tonight, but keep an eye out. We may try and do a little something different just to keep the Fallout action going until we pick up the next roundtable sometime in the spring. But we have a couple ideas that we have some stuff that may be a little bit fun for the Fallout fans among us. And so keep an eye out there. We will, Andrew, I think we're going to drop that in the regular feed. I think we decided, right?
Yeah, sounds good to me. I'd like to bring in a little bit of a new influence from the Skyrimatic people over there, but we're going to include our brand new branching of our show right into our own feed. So on form.
Yeah, check it out. All right. So, well, everybody, Marcus, thank you for joining us. Hope you and the family get over the colds and feel better soon.
Oh yeah.
Yep, hopefully.
And Dennis, your family too. Jeez.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Everybody's under the weather. So you guys
passing through a microphone. Is that what happens?
It's all one big wasteland.
All right. So everybody stay healthy out there. Have a great Thanksgiving. This has been Pat, your host for episode 59 of the Fallout feed. And this has been Andrew, Dennis, Marcus, and Pat, everybody. Any closing words for the folks?
Go listen to West Vault Radio.
Oh, good call.
Definitely. I've been listening to that quite a lot lately.
Terrific in-universe podcast. Highly recommended.
All
Dennis, what's your recommendation for folks as we close out? Got a recommendation for anybody?
Eat more pie.
Oh, good call. Good call. Thanksgiving. All right, everybody, have a terrific Black Friday shopping out there in the shopping wasteland, and we will see you next time on the Fallout feed. See you in the wasteland.
Thank you for downloading this episode of the Fallout Feed Roundtable. If you are interested in doing a play-along character with us, the show can be contacted by emailing falloutroundtable@gmail.com. For the roundtable schedule, our Amazon link, and all other show information, please head on over to asapodcasting.com, where you will find the Fallout feed, the Skyrimatic podcast, our YouTube channel, the Chatterbox, as well as other content. Once again, thank you for downloading, and we'll see you in the wasteland.
All right, let me kill the cast. Goodbye, YouTube. Thanks for watching.